Hare Krishna.
Welcome for this session. So I'm sharing the screen. We were reading from the book called Krishna Consciousness, the Topmost Yoga System. And we were on chapter Source of Absolute Knowledge. And we have to read, I think, from, yes, from here, right? Correct. The Veda divided into 4 from here.
We finished off.
Yeah. From here, we'll read Namisharani, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. Okay. What happened?
Okay.
Yeah. From Namisharani is very famous. So you can read from him. Go ahead.
How do you say that? Sorry.
Namisharanya.
Nami Sharanya is a very famous and sacred forest in northern India where all the
Rishis.
where
The
all the
sage.
rishis, the sages generally go to aid their spiritual advancement of life. The Srimad Bhagavatam was first discussed in this age in that forest. When it was discussed, the great saint Sutra Goswami was asked by his audience, now that Krishna has gone back to his abode, with whom is transcendental knowledge now resting? The question was raised. The Bhagavad Gita was spoken by Krishna himself, and it contains all descriptions of Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga, Danya Yoga, and Bhakti Yoga. Now, this inquiry was made, where can you get spiritual knowledge now that Krishna is gone? The answer was that Krishna, having departed, has left us the Srimad Bhagavatam. It is the representation, the sound, the sound representation of Krishna. The Bhagavatam is not different from Krishna, as the Gita is not different from Krishna. They are absolute. Krishna and Krishna's sound vibration are not different. Krishna and Krishna's name are also not different. And Krishna and Krishna's form, again, are not different. This is absolute. It requires realization.
Any reflection, Prabhu?
So, so the audience of Sutra Goswami was concerned that since Krishna was gone, how were they going to receive transcendental knowledge, or who was going to give them transcendental knowledge? And it was said that the Bhagavad Gita, which was spoken by Krishna, and the Srimad Bhagavatam is where to go, where to where one can gain transcendental knowledge.
Yes. Good point. Yes. Krishna Sudhamopagate Dharma Jnanadibi Saha Kalo Nashtadrishamesha Puranarko Dhunoditaha. So this is the verse, no, in Srimad Bhagavatam. It says that Krishna Sudhamopagate. Krishna went back to his abode. Dharma Jnanadibi Saha, along with the Dharma and Jnana, all the religious principles and the knowledge. Kalod Nashta Drishamesha. So Kalyuga fellows who have lost their sight, they can't see things in the right perspective because they're covered by ignorance. Kalod Nashta Drishamesha. Purana Arko Dhunoditaha. So Srimad Bhagavatam actually, Puran, Arka is like sun. The sun of Srimad Bhagavatam Purana arises and Adhunodita, and then it actually illuminates and gives the light of transcendental knowledge. Right? So Srimad Bhagavatam is not different from Krishna. In fact, the Acharyas compare Srimad Bhagavatam to the form of the Lord And then they say the first and second canto, there's the lotus feet of the Lord. The 10th canto is the lotus face of the Lord. And in between, like, all different cantos, they compare with different parts of different limbs of the Supreme Lord, like that. So, like when you are going to get Srimad Bhagavatam at your house, so it's like a deity.
Oh, nice. Awesome.
Yeah, so one can even worship the Srimad Bhagavatam also, doing arti. One can do that. One can offer flowers also, like that. Like I have set my Srimad Bhagavatam. You can see. You able to see?
Yes.
Wow, my small.
Nice.
There's Panchatattva. The Srimad Bhagavatam. You can see.
Very
both,
cool.
both barracks. The Srimad Bhagavatam. So Srimad Bhagavatam is like a deity. Yeah. That's beautiful. Yes. Any reflection, Pranay Prabhu, Sumit Prabhu?
I came midway, Prabhuji, so I was like
No,
setting.
no, we just started. No problem. Pranay Prabhu, you want to say something?
Yeah.
Yeah, like same as Xavier Prabhu only. I think once Lord Shri Krishna spoke the Bhagavad Gita and like he went to his abode, the paragraph says, right? So like people started questioning now the Lord has gone, so like how will they like normal people get this transcendental knowledge? But Shrimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita is like not different from the Lord, and Lord's name that we chant is also it is said, right, it's not different. So if we read or chant the name, like we are in with God itself. So
Yeah, very correct.
that's a good realization.
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, so now go ahead. Sumit Prabhu, you like to read?
Yeah, yes, I'll do it. From where? The Bhagavad Gita. The Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam are sound incarnations of Krishna. The Srimad Bhagavatam is also the itinerary incarnation of Krishna, and it is the
Literary incarnation, Prabhu. Sahityik
literary.
avatar.
Okay, okay. Oh, yes. The literary incarnation of Krishna, and it is fruit of Vedic knowledge. You may have experienced that there is a bird which is called a parrot. The parrot's body is green and his beak is red. The specific qualifications of the parrot is that whenever you say he can imitate.
Whatever you say,
Whatever you say he can imitate. That parrot bird is touching the ripened fruit, and naturally, if the fruit is ripened on the tree, it becomes very tasteful. Again, if the fruit is tasted by the parrot, it becomes still more tasteful. That is nature's way. So here it is said that this Srimad Bhagavatam is just like the ripened fruit of Vedic knowledge, and at the same time, it is touched by Sukadev Goswami, Suta's spiritual master. Sukha means parrot in Sanskrit.
So Sukadeva Goswami is actually parrot in the spiritual world. So he's describing that how Srimad Bhagavatam is the literary incarnation of Krishna, the fruit of Vedic knowledge. And when it is touched by the parrot like Sukadeva Goswami, then it becomes more tasty. That's what he's trying to say actually. So he's describing about the parrot's body is green, his beak is red. The specific qualification of the parrot is that what you said can be okay. The parrot bird is touching the ripened fruit. Naturally, if the fruit is ripened on the tree, it becomes very tasteful. And again, if the fruit is tasted by parrot, it becomes still more tasteful. That is the nature's way. So Srimad Bhagavatam is just like the ripened fruit of Vedic knowledge. And at the same time, it is touched by Sukadeva Goswami. It becomes further more sweet. Shukha means parrot, okay. Pranay, would you like to go ahead?
Yeah. This Srimad Bhagavatam was first explained by Sukadev Goswami, though the author is his father Vyas. Sukdev was only 16 years old when he was taught the Bhagavatam, and he was illumined. He was already liberated in the impersonal concept of the Absolute, but after hearing the Bhagavatam from his father, he became attracted by the pastimes of Krishna and he became a preacher of the Bhagavatam. First, he explained it before Maharaj Parikshit, the great king. A short history of Maharaj Parikshit is that he was a very pious king, but unfortunately, by some of his acts, he was cursed by a Brahman boy to die within 7 days. In those 7 days, if a Brahman should curse someone, it would come true. They had the power to curse or give benediction.
In those days, Brahmana had that
Yeah,
power to.
Please.
So you know the story of Parikshit Maharaj, all of you?
Yeah.
Soumitra?
No, I don't really remember. Maybe like if you recall,
I've
I can.
also heard it, yeah. Not exactly remembering, but I know that like 7-day course, and I think
Tejas Prabhu?
Mhm.
Okay, it's good to tell because there was getting Bhagavatam also on this Saturday. So see, the whole episode goes like this. The Parikshit Maharaj was a great emperor, and he was the the last heir of the Pandavas. He actually was the ruler of the entire world, and he was a very pious king, very very great devotee. When his birth itself, he got the darshan of the Lord. When Ashwatthama he shot the Brahmastra, then Lord himself protected him in the womb of the Mother Uttara. And later, when Parikshit Maharaj was born, then he would always search for Krishna. That's why his name became Parikshit. Parikshit means to always examine. He would always examine everyone, whether he the same Supreme Lord whom he had darshan in the womb, because he was so attracted to the Supreme Lord. So he was always searching for the Supreme Lord. So he would play with Krishna dolls, very, very powerful devotional, life he lived. And then when he was ruling also, the symptoms, I mean, the Kali Yuga has like a lot of bad qualities, right? So Kali Yuga was supposed to begin eventually. But Kali was not able to enter only because Parikshit Maharaj's kingdom was so Krishna conscious. So there are no sinful activities of imitating, gambling, intoxication, research. Then people are so pious because of complete engagement in devotional service. So that was a situation of Parikshit Maharaj. And then Parikshit Maharaj, once he was very thirsty when he was in the forest. So he became very thirsty and he lost his way actually. And then he actually happened to go to a sage hut, one sage's hut. The sage's name was Samyak Rishi. So Samyak Rishi was sitting and meditating, and Parikshit Maharaj, because of out of great thirst, he became upset because the Rishi was meditating and not responding. So then he just put the dead snake on his neck, out of frustration and out of great thirst he had. So he just put that dead snake on the shoulder of that Samyak Rishi and he left. Then later the Samyak Rishi's son, Shringi, he came to know that somebody has done like this. So he told, whosoever has done this, let him die in 7 days. So he cursed like that. So it is a very disproportionate anger, reciprocation. I mean, he just dead snake he put, but that Shringi caused him to become to die only. So here you can see how this Shringi actually was immature boy, who unnecessarily cursed, which was not required. It's a small thing. Could have some little punishment also, if suppose punishment has to be given also, some little punishment could have been okay. It's too much of punishment. It is just cursing to die only in 7 days. So actually it all happened with the will of the Lord. Because Lord wanted that through Parikshit Maharaj's this curse, Sukadeva Goswami to come and then speak Bhagavatam for Parikshit Maharaj. So the Lord has planned already.
Yeah.
So everything was happening by the plan of the Lord, actually. Because Parikshit Maharaj also wanted an honorary soul that he will become frustrated, just because he's feeling thirsty and he'll put dead snake. That also was just Parikshit Maharaj is so humble and sober and tolerant that you never have that kind of situation. But by Lord's will, Parikshit Maharaj actually took that the snake's body, not that snake, what do you say? The skin of the snake, that way. That is snake kind of thing. And put it on the neck of Samyak Rishi. And then in 7 days he was supposed to die. And then Parikshit Maharaj, when he came to know, he did not retaliate and counter curse or something. He just accepted as the will of the Lord. And then he went to bank of the Ganges to ask the question. 2 questions he wanted to ask. One is, what is the duty of a person who is about to die? And what is the duty of a person in general in living? So he asked these 2 questions. So it was these 2 questions, he was having such desperateness to know the answers. What is the duty of a person in general while living in this world, and what is the duty of a person who is about to die? So Parikshit Maharaj was very, very serious about it, these 2 questions. And then he was trying to ask different sages and rishis. Then they So, so they were telling different things, in the beginning. And then there, Sukadeva Goswami comes finally. And Sukadeva Goswami says that you don't have to do anything but just hear Bhagavatam or just glorify the Lord Hari. That is all in all. So this is how then Parikshit Maharaj, he comes, our Sukadeva Goswami comes, and Sukadeva Goswami then speaks Srimad Bhagavatam continuously for 7 days and night. And that's what we have, this whole entire narration of Srimad Bhagavatam, what we have. So it's a great epic. Srimad Bhagavatam is coming out from the lotus mouth of Sukadeva Goswami for Parikshit Maharaj, for 7 continuous days and night. And then when Parikshit Maharaj was hearing Bhagavatam, so many great sages came. Even Vyasdev himself was sitting there. Sutta Goswami, Vyasdev, Narad Muni, everybody, so many were they just sitting and hearing the Bhagavatam by the great sage Sukadeva Goswami. Okay, so this is the history. Okay, so who else will read? Devya Prabhu read, Pranay Prabhu read, so many. Mata, you want to read?
Yeah. Hare Krishna.
Okay.
So Parikshit understood that within a week he would have to die, and he prepared himself. He gave up his kingdom, entrusting it is to his son, Maharaja Jamjaya.
Janmajay.
Janmajay. And he
Janmajay.
declared Janjay. And he declared himself from the family and
detached.
He
detached
detached himself from the family and sat down on the bank of Ganges near Delhi. It was not exactly the Ganges, it was actually the Yamuna. There, because he was great emperor, many learned sages came.
Yeah. So you can see Parikshit Maharaj, he had only 1 week to die. So Prabhupada would say many times, he'd say that Parikshit Maharaj at least have 1 week notice to die. We don't know whether we will have 7 days also. Or, 7 hours also. We never know. Or 7 minutes. We don't know. You see in this world, young people also dying. Even kids also dying. So we don't know how much time we have, we don't know. So that's why the seriousness in Krishna consciousness should be all the time there. Because we never know when I'm going to leave my body. So those people who know this, so they will be very serious in Krishna consciousness. So sometimes old man, old people, they may live longer sometimes. More. Somebody may be 70, they may live 100. Like now Mataji is 70 plus, 72, 73 something. So she may live 100, never know. And we may be like, she may live as 100 or 120 or something. And by the time, we may be like 50, 60 and may leave the body also. We never know. Or we would leave now also the body. So there is no guarantee. So basically, old age means what? The one who is closer to death. That's old age. So that's why one has to always absorb himself in Krishna consciousness. Now, what happens? Situations sometimes so overwhelming that we get carried away. We think, I don't have. There is no thought of that I can die. We have so many things to do. I'm so busy. I have this thing to settle, that thing to be done. So we're so busy. So we can't even in our far-fetched idea also, we can never think that I can die also. We never think like that. But actually, it's a truth that we can get noticed of death anytime. We may not get noticed and we may just die also. Yeah. So yes. So go ahead further. Xavier Prabhu, can read.
See here. Parikshit now inquired from all the great sages present there, "What is my duty? I'm going to die within 7 days. Now, what is my duty? You are all learned sages. Please just describe for me." So someone said, practice yoga. Some said to practice
Jnana.
Jnana and the cultivation of knowledge. There were different opinions, but at that same time, Sukadeva Goswami entered the forest, and although Sukadeva was only 16, he was so learned and reputed that all the old sages, including his father,
Vyasdev.
Yasdeva, stood up to show him respect. He was so learned. So when he appeared, it was agreed, here is Sukadev Goswami. Let him decide what to do. We appoint him as our representative.
Mm. So the different people, so many people are telling so many things, no? You can do this, you can do that. But then Sukadeva Swami told him that to glorify the Lord. Go ahead further. Pranay Prabhu.
Yeah. Sukdev Goswami was thus authorized to speak, and he was asked, "What is my duty? I am very fortunate that you have come in this momentous hour. Kindly tell me what is my duty." Sukdev Goswami said, "All right, I shall explain to you the Srimad Bhagavatam." Then everyone present agreed. As the Bhagavatam was first spoken by Sukdev Goswami, it is therefore mentioned that as the parrot touches ripened fruit and it becomes even sweeter, so this Srimad Bhagavatam, because it was touched first by Sukdev Goswami, has become still more tasteful. Yeah. The idea is that any Vedic literature, especially in Bhagavatam or the Gita, should be learned as spoken by a realized soul. Especially this literature, which is called Vaishnav literature, should not be heard from a person who is not a devotee. This point I have several times stressed. Those who are non-devotees, those who are mental speculationists, those who are fruitive workers, those who are meditators or mystic yogis cannot explain the science of God. This is especially mentioned also by Sanatan Goswami, another great saint. Those who are not in devotional service, non-godly, those who have no faith in God, such persons should not be allowed to speak on the Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam or any literature which is in relationship with the Supreme Lord. So it is not that anybody can speak the Bhagavatam or the Gita and we will have to hear it. No, Sanatan Goswami especially prohibits us. We should not hear of the Supreme Lord from one who is not purified.
Yeah, so there are many professional reciters of Bhagavatam and Gita. So we should be not be, I also have been telling this, that we should not be just hearing just because somebody speaks very nicely. There's one pastime, I think I told you that there was one Ram Das Vishwas. He was chanting the name of Rama, Rama, Rama continuously. Did I tell this? He was serving Raghunath Bhatta Goswami.
Yeah.
And he was throughout he served very nicely, and Raghunath was so impressed. He was crying tears, chanting Rama, Rama. And then they went to Jagannath Puri. Then he met Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, he wanted to see that how this person is recognized by Lord Chaitanya as such a great devotee. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not even look at him. And then Raghunath Bhatta Goswami was confused why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is behaving like this. Then he happened to ask Mahaprabhu, he is such a wonderful soul. He is chanting Rama's name and he's serving me so much. And so Mahaprabhu said he may be doing whatever he's doing, but his goal is to become Lord Rama, which is so dirty desire, because he simply is worshipping Lord Rama, chanting Lord Rama to become Lord Rama. It is like you go and serve your father, to kill him and occupy his, you become the main proprietor of that whole thing. So it's so that's how we can see some people have this Mayavad, but beneath, but they will show themselves as they're also chanting, they're also doing devotional service, like that they may show. Or they will also talk about Radha, Krishna, so many things, chant the name of Krishna, chant the name of Radha, they will say so many things. But their conceptions are not correct. So everyone should be careful. And many of these people will get so much of following also, because they know the art of speaking very well. Charismatically, they will speak. They speak from Bhagavatam, the past times, and they make people cry. But sometimes they are not fixed in the conclusive understanding of the position of the Lord as personality of Godhead and all that. So they may have conception of that everything is ultimately impersonal. That you will not come to know just by their hearing normal lectures. You want to know. Somewhere they will release that kind of thing. So we have to be very careful not to hear from anywhere, just unauthorized web. We have to be very sure that we are hearing from a bona fide source only. Yes. You can read this. Soumitra, you can read.
Yes, one may ask, how can you taint the words of Krishna, which are naturally transcendently pure? What is the harm if we hear from the non-devotee? This question may be raised. The example given here is that milk is very nice and nutritious, but as soon as it is touched by a serpent, it becomes poison immediately. The serpent is very envious. He bites and puts to death immediately, unnecessarily, and therefore is considered the cruelest animal amongst the living entities. In the Shastra, non-violence is recommended, as in every scripture, but the serpent and the scorpion are allowed to be killed. You cannot say that milk is so nutritious and we can drink. What is the harm if it is touched by serpents? No, the result will be death. One should not hear at least the Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam from those who are not devotees of the Lord, but who have no realization of God and who are envious of Him. Their touch renders it poison. The words of the Lord are always sublime, but as soon as they are touched by the serpent like non-devotee, one should be very careful about hearing.
And read this second also in the Bhagavatam.
In the Bhagavatam, it is stated that as soon as Sukadev touched
Indicated. It is indicated. Indicated.
Oh, it is indicated that as soon as Sukadev touched it, it became delicious. This is the distinction. Basically, it is the ripe fruit of Vedic knowledge, but at the same
Ripened.
time, it has ripened. Rip- ripened fruit of Vedic knowledge, but at the same time, it has been touched by Sukadev Goswami. The Lord is the supreme object of yoga and the reservoir of all transcendental pleasure. He reveals himself only to his devotees, and by the mercy of his devotees, all can relish his intimate association.
Yeah, so any reflection?
Uh, I mean, we should only listen from devotees because of the simple logic. As someone who doesn't have enough knowledge about the Vedic scriptures, the literature, and how it is to be understood, comprehended, and explained, and how it should be practiced. One cannot guide the other person of how to understand with it, because that person will tell their own understanding, which can be like brainwashed with Maya. So with that, it's like not pure. It would it's hampered from all the Maya concepts and all the other wrongdoings and the tamasic gun, rajasic gun. It can be, it's very impure, so we cannot deal with that. We need a scholarly, a bona fide person who can tell us which is a devotee of the Lord.
Yeah, you need not know, you need not get a scholar, but he should be a bona fide
Yeah,
devotee.
bona fide. Yeah.
Yeah. He may not be knowing every literature
Mm.
and all chandas and
Yeah.
Sanskrit and so many things, but he knows the conclusive.
At least the staircase, he's in the right staircase at least of the
No,
right building.
he knows how to go back to Godhead, and he knows how you should go back to Godhead. He knows the
Yeah.
conclusive knowledge of all the Vedas.
Hmm.
That is when, because many proper disciples may not be able to quote Sanskrit verses, or they may not be very scholarly, but
Yeah.
they are very pure hearted. How? By dint of their surrender to Krishna. I'd say they know all the essence of the scriptures. In conclusive, they have the conclusions of the scriptures are revealed in their heart very, very, very powerfully. They have very great spiritual powerhouses. They are like that. But yeah, materially speaking, they may be not that scholarly or something like that. So, but that doesn't matter.
Hmm.
Yeah. Pranay Prabhu and Zivya Prabhu, any reflection? And we'll end here.
Um,
Yeah, Pranay Prabhu, you understand?
Yeah, like, yeah, it is said like we should not hear the Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, yeah, from a non-devotee, because I think even if he can explain the words or the shloks, but he doesn't have that love for God, right? Similar to like we do, suppose we cook some food and offer to God, so it becomes prasadam because that love is there from the Lord, so it tastes even for like it is more tasteful and it purifies us. But if you go to like some five-star restaurant, it might have the best chef, but like you will not, that is not comparable, right, with prasadam. So we'll not get pure, we'll get impurities. So like I think that's a analogy for it. So we should always like hear from devotees that will give us the love for God and essence for Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. Otherwise, we'll be just stuck in words or meanings and we will not develop the basically the essence of it.
Very correct. Very good. Until we become devotee, we cannot develop, you're saying, right?
Hmm.
Correct. Very nice. Okay, so let us pause here. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.